Let's go get some butterfly babies. I'm going to show you what they look like. And take this little floral vase, it's called. It usually has a rubber top on top with a hole in it, but I'm just going to take this one out with me open so I can get a lot of material for them. So I'm going to collect the babies, and then I'm going to put more materials in there for them. And you'll see. Coming out here to the Ray's Kitchen Garden Beds. Chief and I were out here yesterday, and I thought I saw like 7 or 8 babies, and I'll show you so you can see them. They look like poop. So here's, like, they look like bird poop. Here you go. There you go. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 3 there, and they are running out of food, it looks like, too. So they need to come in. They are on dillweed. 4, 5. Usually they lay them on, the eggs they usually get laid on the leaves. And this time, they were laid on the seeds. So these are at least 5 of them. Let me see if I can get them in this vial real quick. And then add some more stuff for them. I got nowhere to put you. I'll set you there. Put these off first. Here. Stick it in here. There, now you can see the vial. Maybe? Can't tell. No, not really. It's okay. Anyway. That way. Oops. Can you see now? Sort of. I'll put it back here. That's better. Okay. So there's one group there. Here's another group here. And like I said, they are on the stem, so they don't have a lot of leaves to eat. Let me make sure they're still moving around. Oh, it's okay, babies. Yeah, you're moving. Okay. They send their little horns out. They got these little orange horn things that they like to... whoops. These little orange horn things that they put out of their heads when they're threatened. These little guys here. So let me give them a bunch of leaves. Oops, darn it. There. All right. There we go. Okay. There. We're at the Ray's Kitchen Garden Beds collecting butterfly babies, caterpillars, before the storms and before the birds get them. So I'm going to give them leaves. These are leaves from the dillweed. Remember, if it's a weed, it actually will grow weedy, like milkweed, dillweed. They do grow weedy, so it's in the name. Here's a larger one. I didn't take the whole head off of the dill, just the one stem that it's on. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. I'll hold it with this hand. There. See how big this one is? It's a decent size. So he's going to go in here too. And I'm going to find some more of the leaves of the dill that they like to eat so much. Make sure they got everything they need for coming inside. If you do this at home, you want to put them in a place that isn't too cold with air conditioning and isn't too hot. You want to cut like in between. So you don't want to put them like in direct sunlight. And I wouldn't necessarily put them like outside. Some people will have like an outside cage, which you can do that. I don't know. I just like to be able to see them every day, so you make sure they got everything they need. And so right now, I've got probably 7 here. As they get bigger, they're going to go through this stuff very quickly. So I do have extras. So right now, I put in about 3 branches of the leaves. And I'm going to grab some more leaves. I'm going to grab some fennel leaves as well. They can eat carrot leaves like these. Wild carrot, Queen Anne's lace, parsley. But if you find them on a certain type of plant, that's where you want to keep them. So these are on dillweed. You can see these are the little dill seed thingies. They're buds. And they're going to turn to seeds. But I'm looking at what I've got over here as far as like availability. This is getting kind of brown and nasty. And it's got a spider web. That dill head is done. So this plant is going to start dying off if I don't cut the seeds off. There's just not very many leaves on this plant. This one is turning like a rust color right down here. So I don't want to take those leaves. Let's go to a different place, grab some more leaves for these guys. Because like I said, the bigger they get, the faster they go through the food. And when I've got multiples like this, like I said, at least 7 of them, I'm going to want to give them lots and lots of food. So let's see about this patch. Oh, this is better. This is fennel. Just checking to see if there's already some there. I don't see any. I'll throw some fennel in there because it's close to dill. Let's see about this dill. And I think what I'm going to do too with this dill is, I've told you before, the reason they make seeds is to reproduce. And once they start making the seeds and they're done with the seeds, the plant says, oh, I can die. So I'm going to cut these seeds off. And I'm going to hope that some of this comes back to life and start giving me more leaves. This one is all nice and rusty brown, dillweed. We cut this back to this available leaf here. See if we can get more leaves to come out of it. And let's see what else we got over here. Oh, we got lots of leaves of the fennel. I will cut way down here. I'll cut a branch of fennel off. One of the things they do when they are ready to change to the chrysalis is they will climb a branch. Let's see if this will work. Oh, that looks good. They'll climb a branch and they will make their chrysalis. They'll like attach themselves to a stick or a branch, and they will air when they do their metamorph. So I'm going to include a couple more branches. Let me go get a couple more. Alright, this one is dill. It's almost done flowering, but it does have a branch and it does have some more leaves on it. So let's take this leaf off. There we go. So I shoved the one leaf off that I cut off the bottom here. Oops, I cut it off here. Can you see my finger there? I cut it off here and I stuck it in the water so they have more fresh leaves to eat. And then I'm going to put this branch in the water as well. Down deep. So now there's lots of stick areas that they can climb up when they are ready, and they can change into their chrysalis so they can change to their butterfly. Alright, so key points are, thanks, Rob. Key points are, try to include the type of plant that you find them on. So if you find them on dill, include dill. If you find them on parsley, include parsley. If you find them on fennel, include fennel. Include leaves, fresh green leaves. Put them in the water right away and they'll stay longer. And include some of the branches so they have somewhere that they can make their chrysalis. And let's see if that's going to be enough. I think it is. I usually use these floral tubes and they have a rubber top that goes on really securely with a small hole through it. So it's not a real big hole, because and that's kind of nice when you have like like if I were to use a milkweed leaf, one stalk of a milkweed, it's going to have a whole bunch of leaves on it, and you could stick that stalk in and you know that the baby caterpillars are not going to climb down into the water. But because I've got so much vegetation here, I'm not concerned about them climbing down. I just want them to start seeking out the leaves. This one's awake right here. Start seeking out the leaves to come and eat. So they know that there is food here. and they don't die on the seed pods. Because for whatever reason, that swallowtail the other day laid eggs on the seed heads, the flower heads, instead of on the leaves like they normally do. Alright, so I've got some fennel in there. I've got some dill. They're very close because they both have the very narrow leaves too. Yeah. I'm not going to put parsley in here because I found it on dill. But the fennel and the dill are very similar. And what they'll do is they will start with an end. They'll grab the stem with their little legs. They'll put this at their mouth like a straw. And they'll just chew all the way down to the stem. Each leaf will get chewed all the way down to the stem. The more you have, the more vegetation you need that's fresh. And to get the fresh vegetation, cut off seed heads to encourage more leaves to grow. Or cut off flower heads. Let me see if there's more flower heads I can cut off. This is a whole stand of dill. Last year I found about 11 caterpillars in this area. So if I want more leaves, let me cut off some of these seed heads or flower heads. Not all of them, just some of them. Because I want to see more leaves coming out too. And I don't want the plant to die back yet because I still have babies to feed. So I'm just cutting off these, cutting these off, cutting these off. So that's got a lot of leaves right now. I'd like to see more. I just don't, again, I don't want it to die back yet. I need it for the leaves. So if I tell it, no, you're not done yet, you don't have seeds yet, by cutting off the flowers, it can stay. And look, you can see there are some leaves that are starting right up in here. So these branches here are going to develop really well because they won't have all the energy going to seeds. So if I follow this branch down, it comes up to this branch. Let me take this one off too. We don't want seed energy, we want leaf energy right now. I know. But remember, the whole purpose of plant flowers is for reproduction. So once their reproduction is done, it's this way with cucumbers too. Once the reproduction is done, it tells the plant, hey, we got all the seeds we need. That's why with cucumbers, it's better to take them off early than late, because your vines will just die right back. There we go. I can see there's a little bit of leaf right here sticking out of this little branch right here. It's going to open up. These are going to come out. Those are all going to come out. I'm going to hoverflies because they're flat blossoms and the hoverflies like them. Hoverflies take care of hoverflies take really good care of aphids. They lay their eggs where aphids are, and then the hoverfly larvae eat the aphids. All right, so I am just cutting these off to preserve the plant. Ow. This is one of my dill sections to preserve the plant and to encourage more leaf growth that I can then feed to the swallowtail caterpillars that I harvested. Cut you off. Cut you off. And I'll go back and grab that vial in a minute. And I'll show you, they're probably moving around by now. Alright, so I left some of them for the hoverflies, but I want the plants to keep giving me lots of leaves. Lots and lots of leaves. While I'm over here, I was looking to see if there's any more eggs or caterpillars, but it doesn't look like they've got any here in this stand. I've got a lot over here in this raised metal herb bed. This is fennel. It smells like black licorice. Your dill smells like pickles. If you're not sure, if you're ever not sure. Fennel and dill are very close to each other as far as the families go, and they have the very narrow leaves that the swallowtails love. They love these kind of pointy, long needles like this. Yeah, I think that's good. There's a hoverfly. That's a larger hoverfly. Some people think of them as bees. There's a smaller hoverfly. But the hoverflies, again, they take care of aphids. Alright, that's enough. I gotta get back. I was just taking a quick break to show you, and so I could remember to collect them. Ooh, see this one over here? This fennel? No flowers yet. No flowers yet. So this is going to be a great source. Now let me grab this one down here also and add it to the vial. The little florist vial. Okay. And then it's supposed to be kind of stormy and stuff for the next several days. If I didn't collect these, guess who would collect them? The caterpillars. If you said the birds, you were right. The birds would eat these if I did not collect them up. So I will bring them inside and put them in the butterfly cage I have right now. Let's walk them inside. And they will eat and grow, eat and grow, eat and grow. Oh, it's dark in here. Take off my shoes. Fun fact, my husband spent a lot of time in Japan when he was in the Navy. So taking off the shoes is kind of a second, oh, just spilled on me, second nature thing. All right, let's put it up here. Okay. Alright. But it's also a health thing if you remove shoes before coming in the house. Alright, so this is where I keep them. Right now I've got two monarch chrysalises, so they're not going to interfere at all. Let's put you up here. Can you see? Yeah, you can see. I'll unzip here. I have these really small, they're candle, like votives. Oops, and it says shine bright. And this just fits inside really well. The floral vase fits really well in here. Gives it a little bit of wiggle room, but not a lot. If the caterpillar, the monarch caterpillars were really large, I probably wouldn't put babies in, or at least not close to them. But because they are in chrysalises, I'm not concerned. And zip it up. There we go. I like to put paper on the floor of the cages so I can see the poop, and I can also see when they shed their skin, when they're making their chrysalises. So that way I know how many I've got still pupating, I guess. Metamorphosing. That right there, right? Let's see. It's dry poop, so don't get grossed out too much. This right here, oops, where'd it go? That right there is skin that was shed when it went into the pupa, when the monarch went into the pupa. So that's pretty exciting. But that helps me when you see, like, back here is a little bit of fluid. Many times you'll see it underneath a new chrysalis. When they emerge, the chrysalis is open, you'll see fluid land down here because it's kind of gross. But when they shed their skin, they do that. Yeah, they do. And when they get in the chrysalis, I think they do too. I can't remember. That was last year. That was still last year. Or the year before. Or the year before. Or the year before. So, I am going to make sure it's a little bit away from the edge and zip it up. Sometimes, once they get bigger, they want to make a chrysalis on the zipper. And if that happens, and you need help, let me know. I can show you what to do if that happens. But now they have enough leaves to eat during these stormy days. and they have enough sticks to pupate on underneath their chrysalis, so they should be pretty happy. So if you haven't already, go look for some caterpillars so you can bring inside so the birds don't get them. There we go. See you later. Bye.